So that's why it's recording. All right. Hey guys, good to see you guys again. Even though it's on Zoom, it's always nice to be working with you guys and all the teams at the club. My big sort of message today and kind of some of the points that I'll be driving home is just how to maintain some confidence for the rest of the season. Regardless of how things have gone so far, I want to work on like maintaining confidence and feeling really good going into the last events of the year, or however many events you guys have left. So, ooh. All right. Let's talk about building on your last performance as an individual. So I believe that honestly, the best way to kind of get past some of like negative self-talk that you might be having from your last performance, which is like the things we tell ourselves, like we're not good enough, or we didn't do good enough, or like all those things that's like the bad voice in our head. I think the best way is to give ourselves some really good feedback from the last performance. And I like to use the word neutral. So you don't have to say things that are really, really hard on yourself or really, really positive, because sometimes that's hard to believe. But I do like the neutral feedback. So you guys are going to think back to your last performance, or your last meet, and write down the answers to these 3 questions.
Allie, can you get off Snapchat? Guys, really? Was that necessary? She's giving you an instruction.
All right. I sometimes I can't really hear, so I don't know if someone had a question or something, but the 3 questions I want you guys to answer are: what did I do to help my team? What can I do better next time? So good, like feedback on your performance. And what is one nice thing a teammate, coach, or parent said to me after? So each question I want you to answer a couple sentences or however much you want for each question. And then I'll have a coach or someone let me know when everyone is done with this. Are we still writing? Are we done? All right, awesome. Let's build off of this. There's a lot of reasons I like doing something like this. Because I think when we don't get the result that we want to get, any athlete in a game or a tournament or a match or performance, it's really easy to just chalk it up to just everything being bad if we don't get to do, like, if we don't win, or get first or whatever. I like to break this down because I think there's always good in the process, regardless of the result. So this was kind of process focused of things that you guys can focus on that went well, and things that you want to improve on in the process, and not as much about the results. I think that's kind of important. Building on it, I want you to look at the answers you had from the last question and think about which of these that you need to improve on to help your team finish the year strong. And then set 2 to 3 goals based on these answers. So I always want you guys to make your goals specific and measurable. So my example I wrote is, I wish I communicated more, and the goal could be compliment 2 teammates each practice. So that's just a broad example. But it's very specific and it's really measurable, and it would help me communicate more if that was something I want to improve on. So take a look at the things you just wrote, and then think about which of these you need to improve on to help your team finish the year strong, and set 2 or 3 goals based on that. Same thing, just let me know when you guys are done. We're done. All right. Let's go around and everyone share one of the goals that they have set of things that they want to work on. And I think will help your coaches get a better sense of it. And it'll help you guys hold each other accountable. So why don't someone start on whichever end and go around and share one of the goals that you wrote?
How about Olivia said, and then we can go around and tell us.
I think that even ourselves, even if bad days happen. I agree. Yeah.
Now, how do you achieve that?
Exactly. I think we can move on like taking corrections and we can like listen more.
Taking corrections and listening more, she said.
We can like check in with ourselves and each other to make sure that.
Check in with each other to make sure everybody's feeling good.
Not too much, but just like listening and focusing more during practices.
Listening and focusing more during practices. That's good. If they feel like something's going wrong in the program, to bring it up and not just kind of like cover it up and move on.
That's kind of like, just like expressing our feelings.
Expressing our feelings more.
Like practicing the steps and writing them down.
Practicing the steps and writing them down.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
I kind of agree with that, like we need to like take direction and apply it for the rest.
Take direction and apply it to the rest of the season.
For you know what players said, like if you come out for you're trying to help
Yep, if you see somebody struggling, to help them or encourage them to ask for help.
Working together as a team and like being focused.
Working together as a team and staying focused.
I said give 100% every practice.
100% every practice.
I said like that or like introvert dating skills like I said more than work on it.
Work on stuff more individually outside of practice.
Yeah, someone that working hard like not in practice and kind of
Working hard out of practice, not just in practice.
giving more positive energy and not
Giving more positive energy, and then what was the second one here?
not saying like bad things that can ruin something.
And not saying like things that can ruin somebody's mood. Having a good mindset going into competitions.
Right.
I said being 110%.
110% confident in yourself. That's everybody.
Is that everyone?
Yep.
Awesome. I think these are really great examples. I like saying them out loud so you guys know and your coaches know, and you can kind of hold each other accountable. I would encourage you to make them even more of something you can measure. So if I heard a couple people say doing more like individual work outside of practice. What does that look like for you? Is it extra like conditioning and lifting sort of things? Is it like extra work just on your own? Is it a certain drill you can do on your own? Make sure you're setting things that you could actually kind of measure and keep track of. Like another one I heard was like, don't be afraid to ask questions. Maybe your goal is, okay, I'm going to ask 2 questions each practice, or ask 3 questions to my coach after practice, or something like that. Make it really measurable. I think these are really good examples. I appreciate that you guys are being honest about the things you want to work on as well. I think the next step is just to make sure it's something you can measure so you actually know. I think giving 100% is a great answer. The next step is like, okay, how do I know if I'm doing that or not? How can I kind of measure that? Things like that, more things to kind of think about. All right, so first half of this, kind of evaluating what you guys want to work on and how to maintain confidence as an individual. Now let's pivot to you guys as a team. So we are going to do activity 1 again. We won't do the goal setting with it, but I want you guys to write down, and your answers might be really similar because I heard a lot of stuff that was kind of about the team, but write down the answers to these questions, but make it more so like you're evaluating your entire team and not just yourself. So what do you guys think you did well as a team? What do you guys think you could do better next time? And what's one nice thing a coach or parent said to the team after? So think about these answers. This is, again, not just about yourself, but you and the rest of your teammates, the other skaters on your team. Jot down a couple of answers for each of these, and same thing, let me know when you guys are done.
It's what did your team do well, and what can the team do better next time? And what is one nice thing a coach or parent said to the team after? You guys need more time? You good? Sounds like they're good.
All right, awesome. I wanted to do this to kind of set up our next activity, which is our last one, but I really like doing this with teams. I think it's a great way to maintain confidence kind of as a unit. And I think sometimes when we don't succeed in the way we want to, we start to just have so much self-doubt and doubt in our team. I think this next activity I'm going to have you guys do is a great way to kind of like bring that self-doubt, and kind of eliminate it in many ways. And you guys, I think a lot of people are using their phones, which is totally fine. I'm gonna show you how to do this with your phone. But we are gonna do something called a strengths sheet. So if you have a piece of paper, it seems like raise your hand if you've been using your phone.
They've all been using their phones.
All right, that's totally fine. So what I want you guys to do is open up a new note on your phone, a blank note, and put your name at the top. So I did this while you guys were working on it before. It kind of just looks like this. It says Coach Busy. I know it's probably hard to see because my screen is shared, but just a blank note with my name on it and a dash to kind of start it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So what you're gonna do is it says paper, but we'll use our phones. You have your name at the top of the note. Everyone is gonna pass their phone to the right. You're gonna look at the name on top of that note and write down one thing this teammate did really well this season or at your last event. And then we're gonna keep passing all the phones until you get yours back. And once you get your phone back, you should have an answer from every single teammate on it. You don't have to write down, like, you don't have to say your name when you write the comment. If you want to, you can, but make sure that everyone is passing their phone. So when you get yours back, it'll be filled with answers from the rest of your teammates. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
And same thing, when everyone has their own phone back and they have all the answers from other teammates, let me know.
Well, I don't know. Some people are using that. Where's your? We could just make it.
Don't worry about it, Joy. Make sure you guys put attention when she comes up. All right, so you have your phone. Yep, so make it, open up your notes. Put your name at the top. And then adapt, and then tap your phone, and you're gonna, and then somebody passes to you, everybody's gonna write something. Like, you can press it, right, you can tap it. Okay. And then you write nice stuff. You guys are done, let her know, okay? Prosecutors, you have 3 minutes. Just gonna walk. Are you on? Here, I can choose. What? Why did you? Okay. What's that? Get her. Because they were so positive correctly. Post it, right? Yeah, I'm a little bit chilly, guys. Yeah.
Okay.
How you guys doing?
Did it make it back around? Not yet. Okay.
Almost.
Yeah, I put it back in.
I think that's funny. Who said this one?
Did you guys get your phone back?
Yeah.
When about a long time ago. Oh, it's about yours back, but we should have to read it and then let her know.
Hey, is this your phone? It turned off. Babies. Oh. Okay. No, I don't know. Sorry. Sorry. Of course, it's I just have this one. Look at her.
Are we officially good? Okay, they're good.
All good, all right. So, what I hope is that what I hope is that you guys have written some really like cool specific things for each other. And normally, I know we're a little over time. Normally I'd have everyone share like one thing that someone wrote, but I think that's okay. The biggest thing is that these comments are not just coming from, coaches or parents. They're coming from the people that you are training with every week and competing with. And I think it's important to remember the confidence that you guys have in each other. So obviously this is something I want you to keep and read through before practices, read through before like events. I think that's really important to not just get confidence from yourself, but also from your teammates, which is why I really like activities like this. So kind of to summarize, I think the biggest way, like I said, is to combat some negative self-talk or low confidence is by giving yourself neutral feedback of things you want to improve on or things you did well, and then goals to accomplish. I think accomplishing things and the feeling of accomplishment is really important to feeling confident. And that's why I really want you guys to break down some of those goals to be really specific and measurable. So you're accomplishing something each week, regardless of your performance. I think it's important to also focus on your teammates' strengths to give them confidence. I think that's the only way we succeed is if we think that the people around us also believe in us. I think that's really helpful. And like I said, I really want you to keep these strengths sheets in your phone and read through them whenever you want, whenever you need it, like maybe before practice or performance, because I think it's just a great way to remind yourself that like you have people who also see yourself in a really good light. You don't always have to see yourself that way, and it's helpful to know that your teammates do. So please keep those and all the things we did today, please keep and go through it. I think physical training, you have to work on all the time. Mental training only works if we're also really diligent about it. So kind of keep these things and read through them. But that is all I have for you guys. Big good luck to the rest of the season if I don't see you guys before then. Thank you guys for participating a ton today. I know it's a little bit harder on Zoom, but I appreciate it. And please kind of keep everything we did today and keep working on those things. But thank you guys so much. Yeah. Yeah.